Right now, with husband Oliver Curtis locked up for insider trading, Roxy Jasenko's focus is on her children.
A nice elephant. Should we take him home?
Yes.
Do you think we can fit him in the car?
No.
Today's outing to Taronga Zoo is something Pixie and Hunter would normally enjoy with their father. This is Roxy's first time.
If we brought an elephant home, can you imagine?
Pixie especially is struggling with no longer having Oliver around.
Wow, there's a lot of them. Count for me.
Do they have any understanding where their dad is?
Pixie, I've said he's in China. I think there's certain things you choose to tell a child.
And when do they think he's coming home?
Christmas time. Because they've got no idea where Christmas is. So I can sort of say that could be to them 12 months, it could be 2 years, they've got sort of no concept.
And how are they going?
Hunter, exceptionally well. Pixie, horrible.
Happy birthday to you.
Pixie's very upset. Every day's hard with her now. She's reserved and she cries for her dad. Making a happy birthday video for him last night before they went to bed was horrible. Absolutely awful. She cried and then she slept in the bed with me. And it's not a position I ever wanted to be in.
For the last 2 months, Roxy's only regular contact with her husband has been their painfully short 6-minute phone calls. But there's been a lot to discuss.
I remember on my first call, I was actually at the doctor and it was when I got the diagnosis I had cancer. And I actually was probably not going to even tell him I had it. But because I was at the doctor and it was the first call from this no caller ID on my phone, I picked up and that's when I lost it. I started to cry instantly. He was gutted. I mean, he cried. Because I suppose he thinks that he would hope that his aggravation didn't contribute to it.
So when he got upset, what did you say to him?
I just remember saying, it will be okay, don't worry, don't worry.
Did you believe that in that moment when you told him?
No, and I still don't really. Yeah, it's not something that I ever thought I'd face.
You tired?
She found the 10mm lump in her left breast while showering. And curiously, not only did she tell Pixie she had cancer, she got the 5-year-old to feel it too.
I probably was weak, and that's why I told her. I don't know, maybe I was having a sad day and I told her. But she's a good girl. She said to me, I'll bring you chicken soup. For me, I needed to tell them. Because I don't have anybody else to tell. So like Pixie and Hunter, I have full-blown conversations with them every night.
Why is it okay to tell them about the cancer but not to tell them where their dad is, that he's in jail?
If you watch a cartoon these days, the baddie always goes to jail. And I don't want them to think that of their father. I don't want that to be instilled in their mind. Whereas for me to tell them that I have cancer, it doesn't have that kind of meaning to them. It's a few scars, and that's that. It's very different to not seeing your dad again.
But Roxy wasn't prepared for the backlash when she went public with her cancer diagnosis.
Obviously it's a tough time, but I felt the heaviest of it, I think, with Ollie. So the rest it can be only up from here.
Social media went crazy. The timing, before her husband's appeal, was questioned. She was called a lying scum and compared to Belle Gibson, who made up that she had brain cancer.
As someone wrote on Hunter's Instagram, how's your mummy's fake cancer? You know, it's sick.
Do you have an image problem?
I don't think I've got an image problem.
I mean, there's a problem, isn't there, when you announce that you have breast cancer and people's first reaction is cynicism?
Yeah, but, jealousy is a curse. I don't know what people would be jealous of. Whatever I've got, I've worked hard for.
But I'm not talking about the trolls online. I've had smart people, friends of mine, normal people out there who have questioned the timing.
Well, they're not normal, Allison. Change your friends, because that's not a kind person. If someone I knew was in my position and they had been diagnosed with cancer some 3 weeks after their husband went to jail, I certainly wouldn't be having an opinion on is that convenient timing. You know what I'd say? What can I do to help them?
It really fires you up, doesn't it?
It makes me angry. You'd have to be sick in the head to think that someone would actually manipulate a timeline on cancer. People die from cancer. To be honest, I think it's pathetic. I think it's pathetic.
But
you know
that
what?
brings me back to there being an image problem.
They can say that. This is about someone who has been diagnosed with cancer, whose husband has just gone to jail, and whose 2 children have lost their father. Forget image. I don't care about image.
Is this the same one again?
In true Jasenko style, even the way she's opted to treat her breast cancer isn't straightforward.
Well, he won't know until he's taken them out.
She chose to ignore the advice of surgeons from Sydney's St Vincent's Hospital, who recommended a full mastectomy.
I suppose, unlike everything else in my life where I'll go full pelt, it was like this one thing I wanted to do in, I suppose we could say, a phased approach, rather than going, okay, we'll chop off my boobs. I think we also have to look at what has transpired in the last sort of 6 weeks of my life, and making such rash and big decisions right now. I don't think I'm in the headspace to do it.
We're talking about your health, though, here. I mean, and they're just boobs.
No, I know, and look,
And yours are fake anyway.
Thanks, now the world knows. They were thinking I had this lovely set.
I think you've shared that with the world anyway, that they're fake. But are they that important to you?
No, it's not that. I just want to go slow for the first time in my life.
In about half an hour, we'll take you up to the operating theatre.
Roxy has come to Melbourne's Epworth Freemasons Hospital to be operated on by Professor Bruce Mann.
Showed a couple of glands.
He's a leading breast cancer surgeon who maintains, in her case, it's just as safe to remove only the lump as it is the whole breast. Roxy is now just minutes away from theatre. Of all the hits she's taken this year, this one is only just starting to sink in.
What are you most worried about?
I suppose just what I'll be left with, really. I took a selfie this morning because I thought to myself, I want to see the before and I want to see the after.
It is a relatively minor procedure, but it's vital that Professor Mann remove all of the cancer, enough surrounding tissue, and the lymph nodes to give Roxy the best chance of a full and swift recovery.
So you take the lump, the surrounding tissue,
Little bit
and
of surrounding tissue.
how many lymph nodes?
It looks like 1 or 2, usually 1 or 2.
Good, so it's left side, left right excision, central node.
It takes him less than 20 minutes to locate and extract the cancer. For all the doubters, here it is, the bloody evidence. It's about the size of a small mandarin.
There's the specimen. That's the breast tissue, and in the centre there, that's the cancer.
That's it.
The prognosis for Roxy is good, although a long, difficult path lies ahead. She'll need radiation, possibly chemotherapy, and there's no guarantee that she won't lose the breast down the track.
It felt good. The cancer felt well localised and nicely removed. The lymph node felt negative. In that situation, the chances are it will be good, but let's wait and see.
So when she wakes up, you'll be able to give her some good news.
Give me some good news.
Which is something she's had little of lately.
Morning. You get rid of me too easily.
Typical of Roxy Jasenko, she was back at work 2 days after surgery.
I thought you'd get rid of me.
Back to being her loud,
6 weeks and I'm more tanned.
showy, unapologetic self.
And happy birthday for yesterday.
Looking back on 2016,
I'll never forget it, that's for bloody sure. There's not a chance. I'll probably need to get a tattoo or something. I mean, I've always wanted one and I'm not allowed.
what would your tattoo say?
2016, tick. You know, the reality of it is 12 months it seems like an eternity, but we will get over it. We will look back and go, you know what? it's finished. It's come to an end and it's done. And I sure as hell don't want to let down the children. You know, there is me and only me. So I've got an obligation to keep running in heels.